Today we're in the historic area of Bellingham known as Fairhaven, and I know nothing. Holy crap, it's evil. Every villain is lemons. I don't know what this place is. So we're here to check out Artwood real quick. I just got permission. Had a phone call with, I believe, the owner. I'm not allowed to film names as far as who the artists are, but I can take a quick shot of inside and some of the things they have here. I like the smell of fresh wood myself. Trying really hard not to get the artist names. Anywho, this is a really nice shop that's been open for about 35 years. The owners, they were taking down a lot of these art places apparently, and the owners had bought up business here. And next up, we're probably gonna head into this place right here. Let's go ask permission. I did ask them if they had anything imported from Mexico, and everything here, just like next door, is locally sourced by the artists in the area. And they do have a few pieces. Oh look, Day of the Dead right here. Beautiful. There's that monarch in the marigold. I got one of those on my arm. This stuff right here looks very similar to the pottery in Michoacan. Maybe he's been down to Morelia and Pátzcuaro. Uh-oh, my worst enemy. A tall staircase. Looks like I'm getting some exercise today. Okay, I believe we just talked to the man himself, Ben Mann, and he has invited me to go and check out his studio. He's very friendly, and I think he's open to talking on camera, which is kind of a rarity for me. I'm super excited about that. Ben was telling me that, oh, I'm sorry, maybe I'll let the guy say it himself. But first, we're gonna take a quick panorama and see some of his work. Everything in here you painted?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man operation.
Yes, it is.
A one man with two ends.
That's right. It's a good last name.
So Ben, when did you start the studio, particularly at this location?
So I moved into this building in 2000, believe it or not, and I had graduated from art school and done a few adventurous things on the way back from San Francisco. I'd lived there for 12 years studying commercial art, waiting tables. And I kind of ended up back in my hometown, and lo and behold, this building became available, and there's about 25 active artists on the second and third floor. And then our two art galleries on the street level, Artwood and Good Earth, have been here over 50 years. So it's a very sustainable co-op, and we're thrilled to be here. So.
Beautiful. And how long have you been painting?
Gosh, I mean, I was wielding a crayon as a kid, and then when it came time for I was in high school, and I had really delightful drawings out in the margins of my math paper, and the math scores were terrible, but my father saw something in those drawings, and he said, if you want to draw all day, you might want to consider making it vocation, not just vacation. And so had I been the oldest of 7, he might have said, nice drawing, go become a dentist, but I'm the youngest of 7. And so lo and behold, I took it seriously, because he did. And my mother put everything up on the fridge. And then when it came time for college, I decided to look for a school that was specific to illustration, drawing, that kind of thing. And painting kind of started in the middle of that education. And I never thought of myself as a painter. But I'll tell you what, my college instructor in my first year of college said, your drawings speak to people. I promise your paintings will sing.
Wow.
So color is a very, very powerful voice.
That reminds me, are you a fan of Harry Potter, the books or the movies?
Sure.
So your father telling you, go to art school, encouraging you, that's kind of like your Hagrid Harry Potter moment when he says, you're a wizard, Harry. And then again with your art teacher.
They saw something in me, and I would spend hours on little cartoon drawings, and then I would spend hours showing all my older sibs and that kind of thing. I really liked getting feedback, which is why I love having open studios, because then it's, you know, if the painting just ends between me and the art supplies, it's satisfying, of course. But it's a whole other thing when someone walks in and says, "Oh, I see my childhood in that piece. I see my trip to Eastern Washington in that piece with a mustard field," that kind of thing. So people often bring their own history, especially they're adults. They've all had their, you know, whatever adventures, and so they'll look at a painting and say, "Wow, that really takes me back to something I saw in Denmark," or maybe it's just they have a collection of chickens, you know, that kind of thing. So it's nice to be able to make something that stirs subject matter that people already have within themselves.
Right on. I just noticed that it looks like you have some monarch butterflies right behind you.
Yeah.
I was recently in Michoacan, Mexico. Do you have anything, maybe Day of the Dead inspired, that I can look at?
The Dead inspired. I mean, I certainly take a lot of content from this.
Here we go. When I was in, I believe it was Quanajo, I saw a lot of ceramics that had this kind of style.
And then I get a lot of inspiration, not necessarily from Mexico as far as things I sketch, but the artwork that I see made in Mexico might influence certainly some of the patterning I'm doing here.
Right.
And then sometimes it'll be subject matter. This one's not quite finished, but it's based on a trip that I took to the Yucatan.
Hey, look, I found Waldo. What part of the Yucatan?
Honduras. I was on a cruise to the Panama Canal and stopped in for the day.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna
say not quite finished, but it's kind of fun to get to.
I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Is there anything that I can do or say on camera that helps promote you and what you do?
That's very kind. I mean, I've got a website that you can post up, and I welcome visitors by appointment year-round. And then I also have these special events that I just throw down a sandwich board on Harris Avenue, and the more the merrier.
I could put a visual on this video. What is the website?
It's benmann.com, and there is a dash or hyphen.
Ben-man, man with two M's.com.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much, Ben. It's been a pleasure.
Welcome. Thank you.
We're in studio number 2. How's it going? This is Pattern Art right next door to the place we were just at with Ben.
This man says he'll work to maximize the value of cruising while minimizing the impact on community. He says he'll also be working with shipping and cruise as they switch to alternate fuels and power. In some areas have reached nearly
So when did you start this studio?
This studio, see, I've been in this building, you know, I used to just work out of my home. I've been in this building about 5 or 6 years. I've been up here probably 2 years in this particular one.
I love the corner spot. It must be nice to have all these trees just kind of gnarled and looking at you, and you get some water view.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's a great space.
How long have you been doing your type of art?
My type of art, well, I've been drawing and painting ever since I was a little kid, so it's just developed over my lifetime.
Beautiful. And what kind of things do you prefer doing? I see nature, motorcycles, portraits, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's kind of it, a little bit of everything. You know, I kind of paint my life, what I see and experience on a daily basis, so that's what kind of filters in and then filters back out again.
Her curly hair reminds me of my grandmother's curly hair.
That's my life.
Right on. My grandmother's from Michoacan, Mexico, which is where I was filming about 3 months ago. I keep saying that on camera. I know it's going to get annoying for my listeners.
She's got the studio downstairs. She's a
Oh, awesome.
fantastic artist also.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So is there anything I could say on camera to help promote your art, or any direction I could point them, your website? I'm sure that's all on the card, right?
Yeah, just take a look at the website, and if you like what you see, you know, feel free to make a comment. I do have a prompt on there to sign up for a mailing list. I do regular blog posts and newsletters and stuff like that. So,
What do you do your blogs on? Is that a Facebook thing?
yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, through my, no, it's not Facebook, it's through my, my website.
Gotcha. Okay. Right on. Well, I appreciate your time. I'm going to get a move on.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I could spend a lot of time in here. Maybe I can come back another day. But for now, I need to head down the stairs and get a move on. This place is called Morgan Block, I believe, and it is a coalition of artists that all rent studios in this building. And as you can see, it's got some history. Maybe I should have asked more questions about the history of this building. But you can always come and check it out yourself if you end up in the Fairhaven district. Let's get ourselves a move on. I could spend a lot of time in here. Maybe I can come back another day. But for now, I need to head down the stairs and get a move on. This place is called Morgan Block, I believe, and it is a coalition of artists that all rent studios in this building. And as you can see, it's got some history. Maybe I should have asked more questions about the history of this building. But you can always come and check it out yourself if you end up in the Fairhaven district. Let's get ourselves a move on. Right down the street, I found this interesting pair of places. It looks like, I'm not really sure, it says Fountain Skylarks Mercantile. I see cups and tables on the inside. And then over here we have a tea and wine bar. I'm gonna get a quick little glance inside. We have some ornate teacups just already on the tables ready to go, which seems very fancy to me. A little fancier to me than I'm sure some of the people that go there. I think we're in Mackenzie Alley, but we're on the other side of the street. Here's Skylarks. Oh, this is the front of the cafe. A lot of options as far as eats and drinks goes. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Whew! Holy crap. I think I might be getting lunch here. Check out this old bus. They serve tacos. All items are gluten-free, vegan, and vegetarian options. Look at that. Look at that. They're almost closed, so I better get some tacos, huh? $10 for 2 tacos, Brazilian beef, which apparently I've never had before. Almost looks like lingua, but those look a little fatty. I could be wrong. Let's try it out. Very tender. Fairhaven Village Tacos. And so how long have you guys been in business here?
We opened Milano's restaurants down the road. We moved it from the mountain down here. And that's a historic building from 1893. And what we did was to restore the looks of the building from that era. I'm kind of a history buff. I come from Rio de Janeiro that has more than 500 years of history. I lived in London that has thousands of years. So for me, historic stuff it's my passion. So the bus we're going to be...
Here's the bus right here.
Yeah.
We're right next to the wheel.
Yeah, the bus was going to be sent to the Z yard for recycling if nobody took over. So this is to be a fish and chips. It was a mess, was totally destroyed inside, and would never be approved as a fish and chips again because of the regulations. Ventilation, hood. They did fish and chips here without a hood, which kind of criminal with employees. Most people don't know that, but you're going to be breathing vapor from the fryers. non-stop. And this reacts to the liquid in your lungs, and the body doesn't know how to eliminate it. So you have a lung disease for life. So I'll never do fried. I don't have a fryer in my restaurant. So I'm from Brazil, although I have an Italian restaurant, and it's considered a really good Italian restaurant. I am from Brazil. So tacos, Brazilian barbecue tacos. People say, oh, best beef in the world is Argentinian. And you ask an Argentinian, he'll tell you, buy from us, give it to a Brazilian to cook. My dad was from Syria. But when he was 17, he emigrated to Argentina and was there 25 years. That's one of the reasons I speak Spanish fluently. My dad never learned Portuguese. He spoke what we call Portuñol.
So you were saying they were about to junk the bus,
Yeah.
and you ended up buying it. Was that already on this spot here, or did you have to move it?
No, it was here. We leased this property with the bus in it.
Gotcha.
And then we changed the concept that was used before, the fish and chips, restored the bus, the floors were destroyed, a lot of stuff was in really bad shape. So I didn't want to make it look like when it was built in 1937. I wanted to keep the look the bus has because it's part of the history of Fairhaven.
So what are the chances that you'll ever get it up and running?
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It used to run, but it's a bus from 1937. To put it to run, you have to put so much money in it.
That sounds like tens of thousands.
Oh yeah,
That's a lot.
yeah.
Well, is there any way that I can help promote your business or anything that you want to say to my followers that can help you guys out?
Well, call me considered. I think we have the best tacos in Bellingham.
So far, it's the only tacos I've had in Bellingham.
Oh yeah, there are good tacos out there, but we are at a level that nobody is, and the uniqueness of it.
I can vouch for the meat being high quality. The gentleman was telling me that all it was seasoned with was just salt, and it tasted fantastic with chimichurri, and they were delicious. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
You know, one of the downfalls of my improvising is I don't ever feel like I ask the right questions. I always think of them after the fact. Another reason why I should probably do the research. So the gentleman, Sam, said he owns a couple spots, including Milano's. Let's see if I can get a quick peek on the inside. They do look closed. Sam seemed like a really well-cultured man and an aficionado of what he does. I truly believe that Sam strives to preserve the culture of some of the places that he owns. For example, in Milano's, he was saying it's a traditional Italian style. They built outward from the walls here. He has a wine collection, sells wine from all over the world. This looks like a place for a fancy date right here. So I'm trying to stay close to my car. My time's expired. I'm gonna be right across the street from where I'm parked. There's a really cool flower shop here. I would check it out. It looks a little busy at the moment. Check out this alleyway right here. These little pockets right here are pretty cool. Excellent place to come and explore. Plenty of shops. Hello. Oh, no thank you. Giving out candy samples, it looks like. Some high-rise apartments right behind me. A little bit more modern than the rest of the area, but still made out of brick. Oh, I think I just found a plaza. Fairhaven Village Green. Corner stairs. Oh, this is cool. Kolofan Cafe. Wonder what's upstairs. Apartment, storage, who knows. And another one of these statues. And a spigot. Do not. It's winter. Fair enough. Ooh, this reminds me of Mexico right here. It's about the third bookstore I've seen in Fairhaven. Actually, this is the other side to one of the bookstores I've seen in Fairhaven. More old guys' murals. I'm wondering where all the native culture is in this area, or if the European culture just 100% took it all over, which is pretty sad. Needs a better representation, maybe. Do I see Warhammer? Holy crap, I see Warhammer. Let's go check that out. Collect, build, paint, play. I know what that's about. I've been playing that for a long time. So far, the experience in Fairhaven has been very mellow, and there's a lot of historical preservation here, as well as modern lofts like this place, the Fairhaven Lofts. Did I say Fairhaven or Ferndale? I meant to say Fairhaven. Next up, I'm going to check out a gaming place. It was recommended by my family and by a guy working at the Warhammer shop. Oh, hey, check that out. Cool tile work. Look at those baguettes. Look at this. Look at that. That's why I'm here, to look at things. Coffee, food, and Wi-Fi. That place, oh, there's a lot to look at in here. Ah, the Black Cat. That's the guy I just talked to just recommended checking that out. Maybe I'll get myself a pastry. Yep, I'm gonna get myself a pastry. Alrighty, I hear this is the gamer's paradise. Took me just a minute to find it, but here we are. Giant Super Mario 3 cartridge. I used to have one of those as a kid. That's fantastic. This thing's taller than I am. Here's your 2-for-1 special right here. You got One Up Lounge next door in Fairhaven right here. We'll do a quick panoramic. Right out the gate, right through the gate, we have Dragon Warrior, Mario, the original Zelda, Star Fox, Secret of Mana. That's one of my Seiken Densetsu, if that's the Japanese name, if I remember correctly. 3, I think. I don't remember. It's been a while. Super Metroid, one of my mom's favorites. Holy crap. They know what they're selling here, that's for sure. So without being too intrusive, let's get a quick panorama. We're looking at Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. If you are a tabletop gamer, this might be the right place to hang out. Tables are awesome. Be cool to find an old pool table to repurpose. And now we're headed to the arcade lounge. Doom 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 Rock Johnson. Doom 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 Rock Johnson. All right, let's go check it out. Check out that art.
Sorry?
It's all right.
Yeah, they've changed this place up.
I wouldn't be surprised if, oh, holy crap. I used to have one of these as a kid. Lots of nostalgia here for a 30-something-year-old like me. And my favorite video game of all time, Halo. Don't worry, gentlemen, I'm only filming video, not faces. Work. We got pinball over here. Let's check out their menu. So maybe later on I'll try to get my brother and my cousin to come out here and get some drinks. And one of the hardest games I've ever played of all time. I think they also had this on Super Nintendo. I remember playing Lion King, which I believe is the same creators that did the Aladdin game. Uh-oh, can't go that way. I am the knight. Where's Rachel? Let's mosey on over to the arcade where the pinballs are. Go ahead. Thank you. Being real careful not to film anybody without asking their permission, so pardon me if you see some floor shots. For my age, these are classic games right here. Heck yeah. Ooh. Here's something new to me. I've seen the Deadpool one before. How's it going, brother?
Good, how are you, man?
So if you don't mind, what's this business all about?
Well, Fairhaven Games is a local community-focused business that does tabletop. We're talking Warhammer, D&D, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, all that sort of stuff. We're primarily focused around the community. We like to be kind of the friendly living room vibe kind of store compared to some of the other LGSs in Bellingham. Primarily because they are a little bit bigger, a little bit more corporate, which is fine, works great. It's a good business model, but we like to provide a space for the little people, yeah, pretty much.
That's exactly why I like coming to shops like this. So you guys have one up next door, which I'll head into next. What can you tell me about both of these businesses? Are they both owned by the same person?
Yeah. So One Up is our sister business. It opened first, I think, around like 5-6 years ago. It's a lot more established. It used to be a shop called Best Buds, but people kept thinking that it was a cannabis shop. But it's got retro video games, pinball, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of a unique experience. It's an arcade bar, so there's. It primarily focuses around like the museum aspect of things, if that makes sense.
So from my perspective, I like having, it's like a 2-for-1 here. You go next door, you have the video games, and you're here and you have the tabletop games. That's fantastic. I'm going to ask you a question. Historically, do you know anything about the history of this particular building?
Of this particular building? No, not me personally, anyway.
No worries. And do you know anywhere, anyone I could ask maybe regarding that? Maybe a book in a library somewhere. I'd go check that out.
So Village Books, it's just across the street, basically. But they've got a lot of historical books around Fairhaven, around Bellingham, the Pacific Northwest, all of that. And a lot of the people there are very knowledgeable about local history. And they can also point you in the right direction to maybe getting contact with like the Fairhaven Tourist Association, people with a lot more knowledge about the surrounding area, that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. I got 2 more questions for you. What's your favorite thing about working here?
Really is the community for me. The whole reason that I got hired for this job and started as the manager here in Fairhaven Games was because I was kind of tapped into the community a little bit, and I really love just meeting people, getting to know them, getting to know their names, faces, and their unique quirks as human beings. I think human beings are the most fascinating people, and so getting to meet such a large variety is really nice.
I'm the same way. I love to talk to people, which is why I do this filming as a hobby. My last question for you, it's an important one, so brace yourself.
Sure.
What's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon? Dragapult. It's actually so funny. Okay. So,
There we go.
No, Dragapult, he's from Gen 8. He's the pseudo-legendary dragon ghost typing, super dope typing. Obviously, that's kind of why I love him. He's a little frog that has like artillery, shoots his own children. I actually have a Dragapult hoodie that is dirty. I was supposed to wear it today because today is our Pokemon Gym Leader Challenge format.
Gotcha. I'm familiar from being a teenager.
Oh yeah. And so I usually wear it when we do our Gym Leader Challenge. It's one of my Pokemon hoodies. I've got a ton. But I'm sad that I'm not wearing it now because like this would have been perfect.
So I had a tattoo artist invent a Pokemon for me, kind of. I'll show you in a moment.
Sure.
But I really want to thank you for letting me come in and film. Is there anything, last thing, is there anything you want to say on camera to help promote the business? Anything that can help benefit you guys?
Cardhaven Games and One Up Lounge. I think we're Cardhaven LGS on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. We're everywhere. We do box breaks. We're looking to get into Whatnot. So yeah, follow us on there and we ship.
Perfect. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. So I'm here at One Up, and they've got an interesting menu here where you roll a D20, and what you roll is what you drink. And if you get a perfect 20, you get some peanut butter whiskey. I think he said for free, but it's not free if you're leaving the dice to choose for you, because you might not get that perfect 20. I think this D20 shots idea is pretty dope. Anywho, dear One Up Lounge, you guys have a fantastic spot, and I could easily see myself coming back here over and over and over again, bringing friends and family. And if you're watching and listening, One Up Lounge, I would love to do an individual piece for you guys where I'm not standing out in the wind, because I'm sure you can hear that. So let's do a move along here. We're still in Fairhaven district. Look at that view. Is it as spectacular on camera as it is with my own eyes? I know it's hard to see, but it says Rare Earth Gallery, gemstones, minerals, fossils, and jewelry. Look at these amazing fossils they have on display here. If I spent more time out on excavation sites, maybe I could find something like this. It says Mosasaur vertebrae and jaw from Morocco. It doesn't say no filming, and I'm outside, so I'm gonna go inside and ask permission. But first, I'll show you these three. Amazing. All right, this part of the video is for my buddy Rod up in Oroville. I already know, brother, you're gonna love this. I know all those conventions you go to with the minerals you find around your area. Oh, let me show you the Cookie Monster. I had a good chuckle at that one. Look at that, man. That's a jawbone. There's teeth sticking out. That's so cool. The Cookie Monster. Colombian amber. One of my good high school buddies, Eric Johnson, is in Ecuador, I believe now, and works in Colombia as an English teacher. And I wonder what kind of awesome things he gets to see at some of the local places where he lives. Maybe we'll make it out there later this year. Holy shit. Check out that house. All right, I didn't realize it till I got here. I've actually walked this boardwalk before on a few occasions with my grandma when her health still permitted her to get around. And let me tell you, she's quite the walker, much more than I can handle. But, you know, that's what I get for stuffing my face with donuts and not caring about my own health. However, now I'm motivated to get out, take these walks, and see incredible views like this one here. I think there's a trail on the other side of this boardwalk. The climb back up this slope always kills me. Let's go get some video and pictures of some sailboats. Now, I'm not encouraging this at all. There are signs that the government posted that there's no skateboarding allowed. However, a guy can imagine how fun it would be to ollie over every single one of these park benches. Now, I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying it would be a feat of athleticism for somebody to pull that off. Now, imagine life on a houseboat. There's a lot fewer boats here than I saw the last time I was here. But still, nevertheless, it's just as interesting. Do you remember that movie 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore and Adam Sandler? And at the end of the movie, they end up on a boat, living their life. Grandpa's there, they have kids, and they wake up, I think, in Alaska. That's the end of the movie. It's kind of how it makes me feel. Like it's the end of the 50 First Dates movie. Wow, so today pretty sure I came down one of these roads first. Walked around Fairhaven. Ended up driving down this way, checking out the hills and the houses. Here's where we are now. Last time I was up here, my dad, my stepmom, and I did the walk from Taylor Dock. We parked here, where I'm parked right now. We went to Boulevard Park, and then we went all the way over here into downtown Bellingham. And if you're new to the area, it's quite the walk, let me tell you. There's so much to see. Thank God I had a beer. I don't know why it makes things easier. I powered up this little hill here, and I'm kind of proud of myself because the last few times I came up this dock on the slope, I was breathing heavy in about 10 steps. This time around, I made it almost 3/4 of the way without having to catch my breath. That's progress. Anyhow, I'm out of here for the day. Maybe we'll catch a sunset.